Are you looking to understand what Zoho Desk is? Well, in these tutorials, we're going to show you all about it, how to use it, and how it can make your business more efficient. All right, logging in for the first time, this is going to be what you see. This is where you go and set up your company name, your portal URL, and your phone number. So we're just going to type in clientric test. The portal URL is just going to be that. And our phone number, we're just going to put in a fake one right now because it is required. So 111, 111, 1111, and we're going to hit continue there. And now we're going to set up our desk portal. So we go through this phase. We can go through each individual piece, or we can say I'll set up later. In this case, I'm just going to say I'll set up later because I want to take you through what Zoho Desk actually looks like and how it operates very, very briefly because it is a rather large application. So we're just going to set that up later and skip for now. So when you first log in, this is what you see. You come to your tickets, your tickets that you need to actually manage, and you get the option to set up desktop notifications. We're just going to leave that for now. Now over here on the left-hand side, we have a bar over here that will control what you see when it comes to your desk tickets as they come in and how you manage those. And up here on this top bar, you have a bit more of the actual management of the application and how you can provide more value to your users. So over here on the left-hand side, we have this expand option here as well. This allows you to see a bit more of what's actually going on here, but in this case, I'll just show you what it looks like over here. So when we click on the HQ button, this is going to take you to your overall dashboard. Now this high level dashboard or HQ center is going to contain your most important KPIs like your online agents, offline agents, most threaded ticket, customer happiness. You can see the live traffic, the number of assigned and with their statuses of what those tickets are in. And then that is pretty much it. Now, if you come over here to these three dots, you can see the specific agents you want to look at. Right now, all agents, or in this case, we only have me, which is user one. And that's just looking at user one's dashboard over there. All right, so the feeds is more like the Facebook feed. So everyone that is connected as an agent will be able to see it. And what they can actually do is they can see a whole feed of questions or answers or a stream of conversations that are happening at once. So some of your agents could type in like, hey, I'm on the phone with this individual right now. Does anyone have an answer to this? Or does anyone have experience with this? That would be a great way to do it. So we're going to type in a super quick question just so you can see what it looks like. I'm going to pause this. All right, so this is the question I created. Does anyone know how to set up Zoho Desk? I have a user who isn't sure. I'm going to submit this as a stream or as a feed, and this is what's going to happen. So just like Facebook, like you're used to, you can comment on it. Yes, I do. And just comment on that there. So you can go through, and this is a whole separate post, and this is going to be another feed post over here. So you can see what that looks like. And we're just going to submit that. And this is basically just a feed of conversations that are happening within your organization over here. Now we also have views. So there's a different way to view all of your tickets. So you can view all of your tickets. That's the first view. You can select all tickets, closed tickets, customer respond tickets, missed chats, my on hold tickets, open tickets. As you can see, there are a ton of different ways to view tickets because there are so many options. You can set your tickets to be a certain status, a certain priority. You can view the different aspects of the support side of things when you're using Zoho Desk, which is really, really cool, but also slightly overwhelming. You can change the way you view the ticket. So you can do countdown mode instead of just classic compact or table. And then over here, you can also look at the ticket quickly. You can exit out of that. You can edit, you can delete it. You can change it from open to on hold, escalated, close. These are just the default values. You can do a lot more with it. You can comment on it over there so people know what's actually happening. And then you can change the user as well, who it's assigned to. So that's just a very quick overview of the views. We're going to dive into that in a lot more detail in the future. And over here on the left, we're going to go to the agent queue. However, there is no agents that are available right now because I am only one user. You can't really see that, but I will do my best in future tutorials to show you what that does look like. Also, the Teams queue is not set up yet because we don't have any teams set up. So this is going to be something we're going to look at closer in the future when we have set up teams. So just so you know that the agent queue and the Teams queue is another way to actually look at the information. And so you can see who is dealing with what individual person or what team is dealing with a specific task list that they have to deal with. Now, lastly, we have the tags over here. So the tags over here are tags that you set or that your organization sets. Now, whether it's a callback or something else, maybe someone is a premium versus a regular customer, you'd want to tag those individuals. Whatever it means, you can look at your tickets using that. Now, if we expand this, you can see this information in a bit more detail there. If we find something that actually works, we can see that the views can also be looked at over here on the left-hand side if you do expand this, and same with team feeds and headquarters. So that is what happens when you use that. Now up on the top bar over here, I want to touch on each of these individually. We're going to dive into way more depth in future tutorials, but over here is the knowledge base. Now the knowledge base is essentially a platform that allows you to create knowledge base articles for your users, whether they are internal or external. So if you have clients, or maybe you're supporting a software, this is where you could go and say, this is how you do these things. Now, if you're familiar with the Zoho community, there is a portal you can go to that allows you to ask questions and find out answers. They actually develop that and have input here for everyone to go to. So the knowledge base is basically a repository of information that your organization can create and display to your end users. This allows you to provide frequently asked questions, maybe support topics to reduce the amount of questions or tickets that come in for you. And it does also allow you to create an internal knowledge base so you can keep knowledge in one location so you don't have to worry about other people losing it. Maybe it's in a bunch of different Google Docs or whatever it might be. This is one repository for all information for your organization, and this is where it can be saved. Now, we're going to dive into a lot more in the future, but just know that you can manage your knowledge base through these settings over here. You can set up access settings, organization categories, and you can sort your articles. You can upload and store information like images, PDFs, audio, videos so that you can use in future articles. And you also have a recycle bin, which is basically your trash. So you can just remove it and it'll be gone. So you can get rid of your old articles, whatever it might be. Now we do also have this dashboard up here, and this gives a very good overview of how people are finding your content. You can manage the likes, dislikes, you can get feedback, article usage, which support articles they are visiting in the first place. So it is pretty helpful to be able to track that if you are finding this to be a big piece of your future organizational needs. Now, up on the top, we also have customers. So customers over here is basically like your contacts. If this information is being pulled in from Zoho CRM, it's going to be pulled in automatically. You can connect the two, and this is just going to be where you're going to see your individual users as well as their accounts if they're associated with accounts. Now, reporting here is very, very big. There are tons of stuff going on here. This is just a very, very brief overview on your dashboard here. So this is your main dashboard that you're going to come to when you come to this page, and you're going to see some very important KPIs that you just want to track and keep an eye on. Now this dashboard over here, we're going to click on that, and it's going to bring up quite a few more dashboards that you could click into, like ticket status, blueprint dashboard, all that good stuff. We'll go over this in a lot more detail, but just know that that is where you would go to use it. And then we also have this final reports, which are individual reports. So it's important to note that a dashboard here is made up of a bunch of these different reports. You can always create more, customize them, and do whatever you need to do. You can organize them. Now you can also schedule them as well and go out to your team members to keep an eye on specific metrics if you so need, but that is another option as well. You do finally have this option to use Zoho Analytics. Now this is great if you are using analytics for a lot of other applications. This information here is going to be ported over to your analytics system, so you can have a bit more customization there as well. Now we also have activities tab up here. This is very simply how many activities people are working on within your organization. So whether it's a call, task, or an event, you can set each of that up. So you can track all the activities, the canceled activities, the completed activities, missed calls, open activities, etc. So going down this list, you can look at each of these activities as a whole, or you can select the specific type of activity like a call, task, or event. So if we click on calls, you're only going to see calls. If you click on tasks, you're only going to see tasks. So that gives you a really good overview of how things are operating within your organization. Now we also have this community tab up here. This is really cool because the community hub inside Zoho Desk does allow you to build powerful community around your business. So you can connect with individuals, you can have them post questions, and you can respond to answers a lot like Zoho's community that they've developed for their support system as well. You can develop that on your own. So if you have any questions, if your team has any questions, or if your users have any questions or comments or updates, and you can post that to help future followers and or users actually solve their problem or just get more information. Now we also have this social tab up here. This allows you to connect your Zoho Desk to other social channels. You can connect Facebook and Twitter, and there's a bunch more. We're going to look at that in the future when we connect a few of our platforms, just so you can see what it looks like. So you can have those questions automatically come in to your support channel over here and have your support team actually manage it, so you don't have to worry about something falling through the cracks. Now, lastly, we have this chat option over here on this front tab. And this allows you to connect your Zoho Sales IQ chat to your Zoho Desk. Now, Sales IQ is a different tool we haven't touched on yet, or maybe you're aware of it, but it does allow you to have a real-time live chat with your agents. And this is where this is going to be brought in over here. So if you enable chat, it is going to pull all that information in as well. Now, over here on the right-hand side, we have Clientric Test. This is the company we created. This is the organization. You do have the ability to switch if you create multiple organizations or multiple names within this, multiple departments. You have the ability to change that and go between them. So just to keep that in mind. Then you also have a search bar here where you could search whatever you may want. The search feature is quite extensive, so you can usually find what you're looking for by typing in the phrase that you need to find. And then over here, this plus icon, you can create a new ticket. You can create a new topic, task, event, call, dashboard, and it goes on and on and on. So there is a lot of options that I'd recommend checking out and becoming familiar with. Over here, we have the notifications tab. So when a new notification comes in, it's going to have this red icon up there. That white dot is going to be red, so you know that there is something new that you need to check out. Now, there are a few last items I want to touch on. First is the setup. This is where all of your settings and configurations are going to be, and we're going to touch on this in the next tutorial and how to actually set up your system. But there are, as you can tell, a lot of options here. So it is a pretty heavy tool, and I don't want to overwhelm you with it, but there are going to be a ton of things we're going to go through. So just take it one step at a time and we'll get there. But this is where we're going to be coming for a lot of the tutorials just to check out and set up things that we need to set up. All right, and last thing I want to touch on is this user icon over here on the top right. So we do have the option to select my profile and preferences. So this is specific to you, not to the organization. So you can select my profile and you can choose any information. You can add information, you can change information. You can see your tickets, your time entries, your happiness rating specific to you, and it provides a really good overview of how you are progressing. Now we also have these preferences over here, which are your preferences right now, and you can set it up so that it can be organizational preferences as well. So you can change names, you could add your signature to it, you can check out Zoho Social, your community. It has a lot of that information over here as well. So just be aware that you have all of your settings over here on the left-hand side as well when you click on that, and this is another way to navigate through Zoho Desk. Now that's it for this tutorial. It's just a very brief overview. We're just gonna dip our feet in very slowly while we try to learn the tool. So make sure that you subscribe to our channel below and follow along with the next tutorials and any future tutorials or any past tutorials. We wanna make sure that you are getting access to this content as soon as possible. So make sure that you subscribe as well as like and comment on our videos. That really helps us reach more people, and we wanna help more people like you find the answers to your questions. Now feel free to check out our other social channels like Instagram and Facebook. We're building an awesome community and we can't wait to see you there. Bye for now.